Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Void, where we're actually going to leave the ship today, I fucking hope. That being said, if you guys want to support the things we do here, and you like them, you can do so by joining us here as a Twitch sub, or go check out our Patreon for all kinds of behind-the-scenes exclusives. And you'll see in the bar in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there is a corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, Doc gets through the hell she wants to us, which so far has been terrifying. And two, every dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, beautiful players you see here before you. That being said, I'm done chilling for the night. I will turn things over to Dot to take us into, not space, we're on a planet now, so take us to planets.
That doesn't sound as good.
Take us into space.
Space, diddly 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 dee. Yeah. Oh, I'm signed into the wrong account, y'all. I'm still on the Dad's Garage account. I just noticed.
10 out of 10.
I don't know who or where I am. I didn't notice. I'm
hey,
sorry.
Dad's Garage.
Hey, Dad's Garage. If you guys didn't know, check out Dad's Garage. It's an
Yeah,
amazing
yeah,
show.
Okay.
Cool stuff
Now.
over there.
We're here now.
That's right. I'm here. We're good. I got it. I'm logged into the right thing now. I am now Little Red Dot. Well, I don't even know where to start. So last time we spent an entire episode shipside after having docked at the kind of port inside of the monolith on Kua. Monolith is this ancient, massive structure that was left behind by those here before us, and has been repurposed to be a hub of everything important, really, in the Third Horizon, from military activity for just Kua itself to the largest pilot training school, a lot of politics and diplomacy happens here between people and the wealthy. But of course, as all great places, there is also its darker side. At the base of the monolith, over time, a city has emerged, a slum, as most of us would call it. It has different, rather large, different sections and different parts. But our attention was drawn last episode to one location in particular, a place called Little Algol. And after some Lord, y'all, I don't know. There was some hand holding, there was some tension. There was Lumara had some feels about the lack of feels, and volunteered to prove herself to the crew to go and question the sick and basically go undercover and try to get information off of Kassar, Johar Kassar, who we know was, is in the hospital here at the monolith. And the rest of them proceeded to talk amongst themselves for the episode, spilling forth drama and whatnot. And instead of revealing it, I'll let that play its course, because we ended with Tal and Tamir sharing a vision, not a premonition. But
We definitely didn't share that.
it-
You dick.
you shared it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that she had you rolling for a mystic
No,
power as well. Yeah.
I'm adding Mike.
He's yelling. He's yelling at me
I'm
because I'm
yelling
making a
at Mike.
kissy face.
Yeah. Are you
We
not
are
paying attention?
ignoring Mike.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
completely ignoring
Yeah,
his
I'm
face.
just gonna move chat again over
Yes.
Mike.
Just-
Mike
Mike doesn't
Don't
exist.
Need to
y'all
watch him.
clip Mike doing that and put a really
Yeah.
crude title on it, something embarrassing.
You will.
Yeah.
Send
We
it
need
to
that
his mom.
in GIF form, please.
My mom is saying
Turn it
so
into
much
a GIF and
worse.
then
You're
send
fine.
it to his
She would
mother.
love it though.
So, needless to say, they shared a moment, not as Mike has put it, but a little bit more focused in Little Algol. We saw through the eyes of Tal's sister, Jalissa, who Tal was heavily focused on in this moment. And instead of a premonition, this was as if we were looking through their eyes, actually there in this moment in time. And we saw a series of coffins, white coffins, perfect size to fit in, say, a launch pod, filled with definitely people being marked and sorted in a warehouse in Little Algol. Now, Tamir received bit of information from that, remembering there was a woman there who was checking on the bodies using a data pad. That woman's name was on her jumpsuit, and Tamir remembers it. And actually, while I'm sitting here, Tal also draws something from the memory, something totally different. Oh. I'm gonna do this right now so I don't forget. Sending to Eris. There we go. And Tal also got a bit of information from it. And we ended seeing Lumara, which is where we're gonna very quickly pick up. Lumara walked into the hospital, located Johar Kassar, was rather fitted as a doctor or nurse of some kind here, and seemed to pass through unscathed and with no problem. And we see her inject him or inject his IV with a liquid of some kind, clear, unmarked. She pulled it out of her jacket. And this is where the camera cuts. And we will find Lumara's feet carrying her rather quickly through the monolith. It is populated with beautiful people, gowns, robes, gold embroidery everywhere. But as she runs towards the docks. And eventually her feet carry her to the front door and she enters the code and the door up and back down. She goes, I did it! I did it! It's been about 4 hours or so.
Wait, what?
I did it. I did it.
What did you do?
I questioned Kassar.
Oh. Okay. What did he say?
Well, where is everybody?
Oh, yeah. Beep boop. Hey, everyone. Lamara's back. She questioned Kassar. She's very excited.
I leave the what's it called? The chapel, wearing a ratty blue shirt that's obviously very old. None of you have ever seen me wearing this shirt before.
Oh, damn. Lamar goes, I did it. I did it. And she sees Tal. I did it. I told you I'd do it.
She's
What
very
happened?
excited and won't tell us what happened until the whole crew gets here. So.
What about the other two? What are you up to? Tamir, Sewell.
Beep boop. I need everyone out here, guys. It's a whole thing that's happening.
I would be doing my own thing, but slowly dragging my feet over to the crew. Probably the last one.
Yeah, I think Tamir will slowly make his way there too. But he's got like a data pad, and is just trying to everything that he saw.
Okay.
He's trying to figure out, okay, like what can he remember? Is this type of landmark, this color, this feat, just any detail that he can get down, and then again, just trying to see like where in position versus like the monolith from the eyes that they were seeing through. Just really calculating all that.
Definitely the two things, well, you each know what I gave you separately that you know, but you would also have picked up on that they were definitely on docks or like in some kind of more area because you could hear boats and water and people. You would know that they were definitely in a warehouse of some kind, just based on lack of windows and light and the way it was structured around them. You would know that there were 12 pods. 8 of them were marked with the black crosses, and 4 of them were not. That is what you kind of got from all of that. And of course that it was Jalissa. And as you're going over these things and trying to pinpoint and do the bits and pieces, Lumara, are we all gathered?
Question.
Yeah.
Child, what was he in? X's?
He was
or
in a
blank?
pod without
Unmarked.
an X, an unmarked
Okay.
pod.
You said there were 4 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Of course. Yep. And Tamara kind of pulls you all into the general mess area. And she says, well, I have a lot to say. And we don't have to worry about Kassar anymore.
What did you do?
Oh, I didn't do anything. Well, not really. Nothing that wasn't already done.
I kind of cross my arms and lean up against the wall. Okay, so we're all here. Why don't you tell us?
Yeah, what did he say?
So Kassar, right? He's the son of his his father, senior. Big guy, really important, lots of money. His son really wants to, impress his father, right? So he takes on a big job, a job to kidnap someone. The emissary, right? That's why he was there. He was leading these people to do it, right? But from what I can tell, at least the jumble in his head, which wasn't very clear to begin with, all of this is a front. What's the scary person's name? With the mask.
Kasha?
Yes, Kasha. Kasha is trying to make us believe that the Order of the Pariah are the ones that are doing this, but that's not true.
So who is it?
I don't know. That's the part that I could not get. It was really jumbled in there. I don't know what happened in that man's head, but it was not good.
I know who has that information.
Oh?
And they're here now.
Oh?
What? This is a lot. How did you get in his head? Do I want to know? I don't want to know.
Well, I first gave him a large dosage of ketamine to just, make him feel a little loose so that he would talk. And he did, in fact, for a while until it seems that he was having a little bit of a mental block.
Was the ketamine part of the order that came with the acid?
Yes. Is that a problem?
What do we need ketamine for, Tao?
Don't worry about it.
It's
It's normal for this ship.
Okay.
I also know, not much, but they were moving all of these would-be mystics out of the cellar down to here, and they're being moved by a trader, a trafficker. The ones that aren't considered mystics are sold, it seems. And then the ones that are taken somewhere else, somewhere dark. I can feel it.
Oh, yeah, in the swamps.
Swamps?
Oh, yeah, it's been an eventful couple hours, and I forget what we have and haven't talked about, because there's a lot of closed doors and things.
Why don't we just put everything on the table then?
Yeah, Tamir, do you have those figures on your tablet?
Yeah, and Tamir will kind of just do whatever sci-fi tapping thing.
Yep.
And
Beep boop.
throw the feed into the
Yep.
center of the table.
HUD deck comes up.
Every
HUD deck,
scientific noise. Beep boop.
Yep.
It's a beep boop.
Noam, could you roll to press buttons for me?
Yeah, I would love to push buttons. That's a
Beep boop,
dex,
push
right?
buttons.
Here,
Yep.
let me just go fucking roll that. Did
Dex.
I push it? Did I nail it? Oh
You
no,
nailed it.
great.
Perfect.
Great.
Beep boop. The HUD deck comes up. Slips. It's just not centered, which is even more annoying.
Oh, that's awful. No.
And you all see what they saw. And I'm sure, Tamir, would you like to explain to them what you found?
Yes,
Or would you-
because Malik, we were in the middle of a conversation and Tamir passed the fuck out.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
That was about 15 or 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, it's real fresh for
So
both
that
you and
so
her.
that he just popped up and said, "I'll be back."
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, that's fine.
He
Yeah.
basically passed
Okay,
out
great.
and then it was like a blackout and then came back too.
Great, perfect. So yeah, I mean, Tamir will relay I don't know what happened, but when I don't know, when I was no longer conscious, I was able to see through somebody's eyes. Tal, I saw Jalessa. She looked okay. She looked. I don't really know. But there are others there too. A woman by the name of Jarja, and the Jinn. Tal, you're right.
The boy?
The boy.
I thought we left the boy on Coriolis.
I
Tamir,
thought so too.
We were
But
when,
he's here.
when did Tamir? When did this happen?
And they'll, like look at Space Watch and give the exact moment that's.
Yeah. Exactly.
Watch.
0.25 parsecs ago.
Watch.
Space
Parsecs
Watch.
is Space Watch.
I hate everything.
It's a Casio.
Oh my god.
Sorry. It's the first thing my brain gave me there. Uh were you at the docks?
Talks.
Yes. Here, and like Tamir will kind of like try to show kind of the area
Okay.
that they think like.
Yeah. So
'cause
I
Malik
imagine
gave them maps, right, of
yes.
the area.
Yeah. So that's what actually pulls up is the area. It is this map here that all of you hopefully see in Roll20. It is the kind of general surrounding area, what is considered under Consortium sway. Surrounding the monolith. It is what has been populated by people, even though the outskirts are very slowly being consumed back by the jungles of Kua, including this swamp here, the Sultra Swamp. And I imagine that Tamir goes on to explain that there was a great devastation in the Sultra Swamps many, many years ago, where the ancient temples and everything surrounding that was here was populated by a wealthy man and kind of turned into a small city and cropping a part of the monolith city proper, and was consumed by the swamp. It literally sunk beneath it, everyone in the city included. It was a great devastation. And it seems, based on the coordinates and the science and the data genning that has gone into this, that it seems to be the ideal location, matching both distance from the monolith, possible like location, meaning a temple itself, which Tao asked about, like pinpointing a temple, which there is one here, and it's connected via the rivers, which Tamir would also explain. It seems that the pods are moving down river into Little Algol and then being like split apart from there.
Okay. At this point, I would say, Tamir, what exactly happened in that vision?
Everything that I just told you.
You saw the kid though, right?
Yes, clear as day. The
I
Jinn
think
is
we had
here.
the same vision.
Shared vision?
We've done it before, but
I'm sorry, you've had a shared vision before? Lumara comes over and breaks out like her little tablet and starts beep booping, and she takes your temperature. She begins like looking at the both of you. She's checking.
I slowly
speaking.
put her hands down away and then kind of like gently push her away from the two.
Thanks, Sul. Lumara, that was a little intense. I think we're probably both okay.
This happened before.
Yeah, but we weren't actually like in the same place this time. I was in the chapel just now.
I was at the command deck.
I grabbed Jalissa's shirt to try to take your advice, and it worked, apparently.
Maybe it worked a little too well.
Have from a doctor standpoint, understanding what your minds and bodies are going through will be important if we are to assure your safety. Have the two of you been close or done anything over the last few weeks that may have connected you?
We hugged earlier.
Uh,
Hal looks very uncomfortable.
I'm.
We shared the vision a couple of weeks ago, but
How?
the
Together,
the
you
stone.
were there.
Yes.
Yeah.
The stone.
I pulled the statue out of my pocket and
Oh.
I say, Priestess Sholey gave this to me in a bar just before I met the two of you. You actually passed her on your way in, pointing at Malik and Sewell.
I didn't even notice.
I don't
Wow.
recall.
Well, either way, yeah, there was some weird markings on the side, and I asked Amir to look at it, and when I handed it over, we were suddenly looking through her eyes.
Wow. This is far outside my expertise, in honesty. I don't know much about treating mystic abilities.
Who says it needs treatment? This just gave us a lot of information.
I agree. In fact, I might have possibly used my own abilities to put Kassar out of his misery.
Well, everybody has their talents.
I'm sorry, what?
His suffering was great. His mind was crumbling thanks to whatever it is that happened to him. It seems that he saw something, is at least what I understand, before all the dark parts of his mind started to take over. But he was of... It is of no consequence. I cannot leave him suffering. And to what end? And I promise that no doctor here has the medicine to heal him.
Well,
should I not have done that? Was that bad? Thank you, Tal.
There are much worse things than death.
Wise words.
Someone said that to me once.
You must be a very wise, red-headed person.
Fuck off.
I hate this episode.
So what now? Do we just wait?
No.
Tal, we know where the djinn is.
Yeah. Well,
What is he doing here?
I told you. He's trying to stop the mysticides. I don't know why exactly. I think someone made him, but he's trying to stop it, and so are we, and that's why he hasn't done anything to us. Right now we're working together. And hell, he's the one that did that to our friend. But he's the one who got the information.
Yeah, so what is the plan here?
Well, we can't take the crawler into a swamp, and frankly, going through the city and populated areas with it is probably out of the question. It's not really the stealthiest thing.
We could rent a boat. Was that the wrong answer?
Has anybody ever been on a boat?
No, but I bet it's exciting. Rather primitive, really.
This is the only thing I've ever really driven aside from...
Sorry, my adrenaline's kind of pumping from the whole, like, undercover thing.
by the way, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I think. I mean, I just kind of walked in and nobody really cared.
Well, that's good.
Do I notice if her thing is on? The
What?
module?
The
The necklace I gave her.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can tell she's still wearing it, so she definitely used it. Like, it's not on at the moment. She turned it off, but she did
Okay.
use it to get into the hospital to cover her face. And she says, "Oh, and the plant, I mean the bug, the technology you created, I put it on Kasha."
How?
Samir, you want to track that real quick?
Yep. Putting that up on the screen too.
Rather simply, really. Agents like Kasha never expect that the doctors could be the ones doing harm. So when Kasha came in to, I guess, check on things after I had given a rather large dose of ketamine, I decided that I would distract Kasha with a very good plan. And she hits the thing around her neck, and it changes her face to this beautiful woman. Very beautiful woman. And she says, "You know, some things really aren't hard when you have the right face." So I just had to get close enough, right, to stick it on the armor. I feel like Malik's gonna have a heart attack.
Malik is so stressed out.
You know,
I'm
really
all
proud of you
stressed
right
out.
now.
So, in the span of, and I look at wherever her clock is, what, 4 hours you've infiltrated, gotten information out, assassinated pretty much someone, then snuck in by the person who was basically trying to kill you, and planted a tracker on them, and came back with no indication or detection at all.
Man, so what do we need you for?
I give you a extremely sharp and dark eye.
Mere like chortles.
I really, frankly, am glad you're here, Soul.
Me too. Well, I am
'cause
kind of sad I didn't get to use the knife you gave me.
I don't think you should try to actively use the knife.
Oh,
What's happening?
isn't that why you have weapons, to actively use them?
No,
So why do you have weapons?
it's when I need to use them.
And this is why I like you.
So are we gonna go somewhere?
I mean, it sounds like we should get a boat.
Let's get a boat.
I look at Tal. If you can fly this, you can drive a boat.
All right. It's the first time for everything, huh?
I would say Soul has knowledge of boats because a lot of his on-planet assassins have to be stealthy, and most of them would be either in the night or in the waters. Like, he would have to travel through waters and then kind of use his elements. So I don't think Soul would have experience with the boat, but he's definitely seen the mechanics of a boat. Or is that not fair to say?
I would say. Okay, I'll tell you this. Our Algo brothers. Okay, I'll tell you this. Our Algo brothers definitely. I had to think through that. It's a space.
No, it's
It was the Amanda if you can dodge a run, she can
Oh,
dodge
okay.
a fall. It broke us. I'm sorry.
I would say the Algo brothers have seen boats before.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, we haven't.
Nope.
It's
On
an,
That's a-
Algo.
it's an
that
arid
is a-
it's an arid planet. The
Okay,
only
great.
the
Then-
only
The
lake near
water
us.
source was depleted.
Yeah, they-
That's
because
right.
of
That's
the
right. Because of the over
industrialization.
Not even
Soul, you
depleted.
would probably be
It was
the
a
only
salt. It was
one.
a salt pond, and they destroyed the water to access the salt.
Okay.
And if you've seen them, it's
I wouldn't say
Never
he would
been
ever.
on one.
Yeah, I've never used one, but I mean, you can just kind of like, there's a motor, you know what I mean, and then there's, and I'm picturing like an old
you
school
know
boat.
that it floats.
Yeah,
You
it
know
floats,
that it floats.
and they
they're-
jiggle it, and it works.
and you have no idea what. Yeah, they flip a button and it's the same thing
Yeah.
with piloting a vessel.
Exactly, that's what
It's
he's
magic. It's space magic.
You press a button, you move a lever. It's the same shit. Come on.
Does a thing, yeah. So that's about what you know. As to, I mean, they have to be coming up and down these rivers and this delta somehow. Chad, I'm gonna turn this car around and take us all home. If you don't stop distracting my players.
Sorry. Hi, chat. Hi, chat.
We love you.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
So-
That was my fault. I'm sorry. I'm serious.
No, you're not. So I would say, yeah, that yeah, that's
All I'm saying is I really needed this today.
good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I am glad. Then it doesn't matter if I'm being listened to if you're having fun.
No, I am listening. It's just I'm trying to hold it together because the thought's still in my head.
That's the most passive-aggressive DM statement ever. It doesn't matter what I'm saying as long as you're having fun.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm not sweating in this fucking blazer for no reason.
Oh.
Actually, I never get to wear this blazer, so just know.
There you
Look
go.
out for the special occasion.
And let's just take a moment to say how hot Dot looks today.
Thanks.
Heck.
I whipped my hair.
You didn't whip it. It's not
It
whipping.
doesn't whip because it's a wig, Paul. It's a wig.
You don't whip wigs.
You don't whip a
You don't
wig
whip wigs,
unless you
Paul.
want it whipped off.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for tuning into tonight's episode.
Clearly, we're really
Catch you
We're
next
done.
week.
About to pull
I'm
that
here.
weave off.
I'm here.
Okay.
So-
So
If we are to get a boat, what is the plan with the boat? What are we planning to do? There's a lot of information being thrown out here, but we haven't fully decided what exactly we're supposed to be doing.
Well, we need to find that kid. He was in an unmarked pod.
Why?
Which way
Yeah,
were they
why?
going?
Why do we need to save a kid in an unmarked pod? Weren't we sent here
Because-
to do something specific and gather artifacts for that dude?
Lumara said
Same thing. Go ahead.
Lumara said that some of the people coming down were going to be sold elsewhere, and some were going to wherever they're sending the mystics. In the vision, more pods had X's on them, but the mystic had no X's because, there's not as many, right? So...
Don't know. Were
Mm,
you able to determine which ones were mystics and which ones were not?
not
I
really,
couldn't tell.
I mean, needless to say, let's say we do go find these pods and we find both mystics and non-mystics, X's or no X's. What then? Who knows how many there might be there? Who knows how many might be alive?
I'm sorry. What the fuck?
What is
is
confusing
there
you?
an end to that sentence?
Yeah, why does why does anyone care? We were hired to find out who's causing the mysticides, not track down errant mystics that are in coffins
Well,
and
I
being
mean,
sold.
that was
like
that was
let's deal
my
with mission
point.
1 first, right? Like
we need to recover the ambassador,
why?
and that was part
No,
of
it wasn't. We were only hired to find out who is causing the mysticides. We're not hired to find out who's selling mystics, who's selling these people, who kidnapped the emissary, what the hell Kosh is doing. We're just here to find out who started the mysticides.
We were given a data pad, right?
You were given
is-
information, and it is true. Your job is to find out who is behind the mysticides and to locate the emissary. Nobody said anything about rescue.
Like, we're already in way over our heads.
Yeah,
the
because
very
we
least.
know much more than anybody else.
Also, we
things
don't
that
have the
people wouldn't tell
skills for
us.
this.
We shouldn't cut ourselves short. We don't
No.
really know what we're walking into.
Exactly.
That's why we need feet on the ground.
Well, maybe we
Malik,
should
you know
go-
exactly what we need to do.
We need to go to the place in the swamp and figure out who's causing the mysticides.
But we have to get a boat first. Are you going to swim there?
No, I can't swim.
Well, then it sounds to me like you need a boat.
Right, but we don't need to find out where these mystics are going that are being sold off or whatever.
But you said
Why would we not?
Because let's do one thing first. It's how protocols work. Do the mission we were hired for, and then we can go do willy-nilly.
Who cares about that stupid mission, though? There are people who are actually dying.
Because if
They have
we
been taken
don't
from
do
their
it,
homes
we're gonna
and
die.
sold into slavery.
So, but this is the thing, though. Is that what we're trying to do and what we're assigned to do is essentially the same fucking thing, guys.
Okay,
Right.
then let's get a
We
boat.
could go
and head
find
to the
this
need to
swamp.
go
stupid
out there.
information, but we could at least take the time to go help these people.
I think we're going to the same place. It's the same destination.
Then why does it matter?
No,
said we're going
but
to the
head it
Malik
swamp.
is?
wants to
That's-
turn tail and head back home after we find the information.
Yeah,
Cap.
that'd be great.
I think you need to make the call here. When we go there and we find survivors, do we bring them back or do we leave them and do we report just what we find, our findings? That is what we need to clarify. I point
Before
to
we
Tamir.
leave, we need to report our findings, of course. Because at the very least, if something happens between when we leave this ship and when we get back to it, if we get back to it, then someone needs to know what we know at the very least. Maybe not how we found it, what we're going to do with it, but they need to know what we have now.
Do we have a way to transmit a message from? And I point out to like the woods kind of thingy, like the jungle or whatever, like because we can't come back and then.
You technically have the crawler does have a very good transmitting radio.
Yeah, I mean, Soul wouldn't know this. I'm asking like Tamir and Malik, the engineer and the smart guy.
I was
Tamir
just
has a
gonna
level
look-
3 comms device, so he can get off planet. He can't
Okay.
get to Coriolis. I think that would be like level 4.
So, let's say we go there and we find information. Do we come back here and relay that info? Can we agree on that being the mission? Or is it going to be a problem? And I look at Tamir if we find survivors.
If we can get anybody out, we should. But don't take any unnecessary risks. I don't want to risk anybody on this crew if we don't have to.
I agree.
Great.
And I look at Malik and Tamir like, agree or not disagree?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So we're headed down to Algol, Little Algol.
Uh,
That's
Sorry.
where the docks are, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We need... Jalissa was on dock 59.
Okay. Hey, that's a great start. We could at least maybe see if they've moved the pods if they haven't.
Yeah.
So then we should prep up and try to
Wait,
get moving.
actually, this is out of character real quick. Did we know you saw your sister kill Sholey?
I don't think.
Was that?
I said that.
Okay.
You
I
did?
told
Oh, yeah.
everybody
Shared with
that
Great.
last
I
time.
thought you did. I thought
Yep.
so. As soon as you say that Jalissa was on dock, whatever, Malik kind of perks. Wait, when? How do your visions work? I don't know. What that means.
That's actually what I've spent the last little bit trying to figure out. This one felt different.
Because it's like a day. It's a long travel from the docks to this place in the swamp. So if that's where Jalissa and
Perhaps her visions are a little sporadic through time.
I think like Malik just like looks at Sewell, who has been avoiding any kind of
Smear.
mystical nonsense.
This is literally the first time he's ever mentioned anything mystical. It's just a guess,
Okay.
dick.
It's weird that it was coming from you.
Tamir, the vision that you just had and the one from before when we were touching the stone, did that feel the same or different?
I don't know, Dot. Did it feel the same or different?
It felt the same.
Okay. It felt the same. Nothing changed. Maybe it was a little clearer, but
Maybe the one I had before on my own wasn't in this time. Maybe it was a different maybe it was a different time or something.
Can
I
you
don't-
guys like do it again?
Maybe we don't do that on purpose.
I mean, if it helps,
That's
why not?
what just happened. I specifically put on this sweater just to try to connect to Jalissa so I could get more information. You guys were
That's a very good idea.
doing stuff and mining information, so I
Huh.
thought I'd get my own information.
Cool.
So
Could you never do that in the field?
It's probably for the best. If you go unconscious, it's kind of hard to.
Well, it's bad if one of you goes unconscious, but this last one that you did on purpose, you both went unconscious. So that's real inconvenient if it's two of you.
You gotta agree with him on that one. I mean, is it controllable? Did you know it was gonna happen if you?
I thought you were going to say, is it contagious?
Is it
Is it contagious? And I was like, the fucking soul.
Oh damn it! He's not. Not that dumb. He's not that
No.
dumb. But yeah, is it something you can control now, or was that kind of a whim?
Well, I mean,
So wait, you two saw the same vision at the same time? Did you do something? And I
You
pointed
said
to
it
Mir.
was different, this one, in some way, than all the ones before? Are you sure it was a vision?
What else would it be?
Well, there are many historical records, specifically medical documentation, that talk of some mystics having the ability to see through the eyes of another. It is
Are
not a
these-
vision of what could be, but an actual vision of what is.
What?
When
Well,
you
that-
dream, what you see is made real by both your subconscious and your mind. In a vision, what you see is only what could be, like a dream. It could change. It is not a set point in time.
Hold on. Are you saying they can see what hasn't happened?
I am saying if they can have visions and premonitions potentially, they could see what has happened. But the way Tal is talking, it is as if they saw something. They walked in Jalissa's feet.
yeah, and we walked in Sholi's head as well.
When you shared the stone.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
I see.
when you kissed me, that was different.
What?
Well, how was that one different?
What is going on in this ship?
I don't even know.
I look at Malik immediately as soon as she says that.
Malik is
Look
just
at
looking at Lamara.
I look at Sul and I say, look,
Was-
weird shit happens in this ship and has been happening in this ship since I could remember.
You got mad because she bought me a present.
I did not get mad. I was very much just inquiring about where you would have received something so nice, and
Loudly
I realized that
and aggressively.
I know I don't
Yes.
quite understand.
And you
social-
jabbed me with your finger.
I'm a doctor. I jab a lot of things with my fingers.
Gross.
Oh, okay.
Now, Tal was kind enough to give you all a present, and she did not get anything. And sometimes what we need the most is just a little care from another person.
So
Huh.
you kissed her and gave her a vision?
Okay, the vision part was not part of the plan. I didn't know that was going to happen. It was a
But the first part was part of the plan.
When you kiss Malik, does he get a vision?
I don't. Trust me, that doesn't happen as frequently as you all think.
And no.
I'm sorry if I induced some kind of vision, Tal.
It's okay. It was just kind of inconvenient timing. But that's aside, all that aside, business at hand now is not the time.
Right, business, of course. Is it
Um,
hot in here?
It's not.
No.
It's
No,
temperature
wonderful.
controlled.
Great.
It's
Still
68
that
degrees. It's
adrenaline from
perfect.
kill. I mean,
But- Tal, What
the
if
fuck?
I look at Malik.
what if Lumara's nature, current nature, acted as some sort of amplifier? What powers these artifacts, right? What powers the Jinn?
Do we have other artifacts other than this one?
Technically, yes. With two.
Maybe.
Have you had similar shared visions when you touch the other ones? Do they work the same? Do we know?
No.
I can go
Don't
grab
think
the other
we've
one.
Tested it. But anyways,
I'm feeling that everybody's a little stressed at the moment.
I'm just confused.
Did I read something?
Tell.
Well, the exacerbated size
I'm-
in vast quantity.
You know, I like you.
Really?
Yeah.
Nobody
yeah.
ever says that.
Well, I'm saying it. I mean it.
Thanks, Tal.
Out of character. Malik literally said that.
Like
Yeah.
hundreds of times.
Malik has said that
Okay, now
multiple
who has
times.
selective hearing?
But here's the thing. He says it, but he doesn't mean I like you. He means I tolerate you.
That's fair too. You actually also said that too. All right.
Tal genuinely means it.
In
And
character.
Yamara, as an empath, can tell the difference.
Listen, what Malik says and what Malik does are very different things. I'm sure that whatever's tied
They're
around
both
her,
assholeish.
I'm sure that whatever's tied around her wrist that no one's noticed yet means a lot different than what he said. So
Oh,
I'm just
Tal's
gonna-
noticed.
I'm not gonna
I'm just
notice
gonna
some
say.
cloth.
Just gonna say, putting that out there.
Well, anyway, aside from all this vision talk and artifacts and kissing, and maybe we should move forward and go get that boat.
Yes. And what I was going to say about the kid is that he was the one who broke Kassar's mind. He's probably got the information, so if we find the kid, we can get the rest of the information that we need, and we can report it, so our job is done.
So you want to go? Oh, damn it! That makes sense. He kind of still has kind of like a disgusted look on his face when you mentioned the kid, though.
I know this makes you uncomfortable, Soul, but
No, I'm fine.
Okay, look, your vision had people with X's and not X's.
Are you wearing the suit?
I'm wearing the chameleon sex suit. Your vision had people with X's.
Chameleon suit. You can't see the person.
Oh, it was the
It is a
spider suit. It
spider
was a
suit.
spider sex suit. My
They
bad.
do
Wow.
different things. Though a party.
Wow.
My bad.
Wow.
Listen, my dad does
oh
not use cheap
gosh.
material. All right, get your
First off,
shit right.
chameleon is not cheap material.
Excuse
they just
me.
do different things.
Oh, okay.
You had
Whoa.
One sticks you
hold
to the
on.
wall. The other one makes you look like the wall.
Can you wear both suits and be like a sticky, invisible person on the wall?
Yeah,
You can-
no, you can't wear both of them. It's like wearing double wetsuits.
That's fine. What's wrong with that?
You'll be
I'm
very.
sorry. I'm sorry. Let's go.
Anyway, your vision had people getting marked with circles or whatever, or X's or something, but you have no idea what's what. don't-
no. That's true.
Right, but we know where the mystics are going to end up.
Yes.
Okay. So, chances are, if they knew what mystics were, and they were finding out that they were mystics by some fucking whatever, it stands to
actually-
reason that they might think that the kid's a mystic too, because of space magic.
It actually looked kind of like the other person was saying who was going in what pile.
Yes, so that is Tamir. Sharja, you have a name.
He said the name.
Yes, but did they pick up on it knowing this
Nope.
information now?
No,
I don't know
probably
who
not
that
now.
name is.
I still don't
I
really
also don't-
understand
yeah,
what's
don't-
happening.
No.
You don't. It's just
Okay.
you have a name that means you could potentially hunt them down, or at least try when you arrive in Little Algol.
So why don't we go to where we're supposed to be going, and then if he's there, great. If not, then we look for him.
Okay. Again, we still need a
Yeah.
boat.
Right. They can't
But
be expensive.
you'll have to get in Little Algol. It's a moor. It's a docks. That's
Oh,
where you'll
okay.
rent your boat. Yeah, you will
Yeah.
do that in Little Algol regardless.
All right. So okay, let's.
So let's go to Little Algol.
I've never been.
None of us have.
Nope. Off you go to Little Algol. Now,
I do grab a bag with a few supplies.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can we
We do
prep
grab-
before we leave?
Yeah, grab-
Tal has
okay.
Tal has already prepared all this.
I will tell you this. Little Algol has a place where you can set ship down.
Oh, okay.
You could fly, or you could walk. I will
far
tell
is
you, if you go on foot, you're looking at about 2 hours walk through the city. It is a huge city. This is
alright.
like trying to cross New York City on foot.
So
Fine.
what should we should we walk or should we?
There's a couple things. I mean, you could pay for convenient city transportation, such as like a cab or a taxi down to Little Algol. You could take the vessel with you if you really wanted to and dock it there in a less secure place, but you could do it.
Would me walking around with like 3 guns on my back be kind of like
You can't walk around in the city with your weapons out.
Fuck, dude, come on! What the hell's my purpose?
Your purpose is to kill people without people seeing.
Yeah.
I made the
Assassin.
wrong class.
I just want to shoot people. I mean, now I'll tell you this: none of you have been to Little Algol, so you don't actually know what it's like. Right here in the tip top of the monolith, walking around with your weapons out seems like a bad idea. It could be a very different situation, say down in Little Algol. You don't know yet.
Am I able to take my gun apart?
Sure.
Just pack your stuff in a
yeah.
duffel bag.
Yeah, but I don't think I can carry my accelerator carbon.
Yeah, you can. I mean, it's like any other sniper rifle or large range rifle. It breaks apart and goes into a case.
Oh, okay, that's what I was asking. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, I want to
yeah.
do that then.
I'll
Okay.
let you carry the case with you. Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, then.
But
I'm
again,
gonna...
if you're not going on foot and Tal's gonna fly you down to Little Algol,
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Tal would know if there's any regulations or anything like that. Does she need a reason to go?
no, you would
And
just check
dock
with
over
you would
there?
need permission, which basically means
Okay.
you just need the passcodes to be able to do it. They're gonna tell you which dock to land or which station to land at. So we see Tal go talk to the dock master. He sets the correct appointment, the correct location. He gives you your new spot over Little Algol, and Tal is able to fly you there, no problem. But since there was so much kerfuffle when we first came to Kua, as the ship was literally falling from the sky, maybe you didn't get a good look at the city proper, at the floor of the monolith. And as Tal takes a nosedive down towards the city floor, flying
Slightly
hundred feet
slower than I normally would, just so we can get a
Yeah.
good view of what we're going in. Try to see, like,
Yep.
make sure everybody knows like what the layout of the city looks like, and
you, the Algol brothers probably have a very nostalgic feeling looking at a city like this, ravaged and rampaged by both of the jungle, which is claiming probably 50% of the buildings here are unpopulated. The rest of them are packed streets worth of people, industrial, lots of industrial, and people simply trying to survive at the base of what is a massive structure of power and wealth and privilege that looms down over them. And the farther out you go, the more the jungle has taken over. And soon you can't miss Little Algol, because the docks here along the delta that opens up, that it actually sits on, is nothing to blink an eye at. It is huge. In my mind, I imagine it looks a little like what we would think Tortuga looks like. Docks all along every piece of the waterway. You're gonna be a little obviously farther inland, Tal, where you actually have been approved for docking. There's nothing special. This is a patch of dirt that has been marked out by some lights, and there are about 5 or 6 of them here. A few other vessels are docked, but you see that it's about probably 5 or 6 minutes walk back into the moors proper. You don't want to put a ship down too close to the water; it'll sink into the ground.
yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, and out here, there's not a lot of well-established paving and groundwork and those kinds of things. So, yeah, and the ship lands solidly. You're greeted appropriately by a gentleman.
I
yeah.
will say, as it touches down, and I kind of start flipping things off. I say, if Jalyssa's paying attention at all, she knows I'm here. She knows this ship just as well as I do.
Interesting. Well, hopefully that doesn't prove a problem.
I hope so too, but just keep an eye out.
Where are we on the sister thing?
I'm not gonna let her stop me from doing what I need to do.
All right, just checking.
Oh, the plans I have for all of you.
So-
By the way, if you haven't filled the corruption bar, I don't think we filled tonight.
Nope.
Now's a great time
No, it's not.
for a little
Oh
corruption.
God.
No, it's not.
So feel free. Bits,
I don't think
tips.
we've ever had Dot say a good time. So this makes me even worse worried.
I'm very excited. This is going to be a hot disaster.
Let's get a pass this week.
Please.
You all carry on yourself what you can carry. Sewell, you get the feeling you've come in and out of slums for various reasons. Hell, you remember being on actual Algol. In places like
Wow.
this.
Okay. Fucking
Oh,
rude.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, and
places
Tal,
like
Tal
this.
took off that sweater. She's wearing her Bamf
back,
jacket.
Back to her Bamf
Oh.
jacket.
Also, sorry. At some point, Malik would have said something in passing to Sewell about bringing what Malik had requested with him on this trip.
We know what that is.
Yes.
Great.
But I think how do I want to play this? At the moment you ask him like to bring it, I
Mhm.
think Sewell would like look over to you and kind of just say, "Oh, slipped my mind," and then he's gonna continue walking.
How do you plan on getting in?
I'm sure we'll figure it out, and then I keep walking.
Lumara has like a medic's bag that she has packed full of what she can like physically carry herself, and
Oh, and then we all die! Yay!
is that a
Yeah.
bar full?
That's a bar
Yeah, it
full.
is.
Mark,
That's a
that's
bar.
yeah, Mike, that's a bar full.
Mhm.
Okay. Off the four of you set. It is about a 5-minute walk,
Sup,
but
Jaleesa?
yeah,
How's
like
it
I said,
going?
you get the feeling
You're gonna thank me for not bringing the explosives, Mike. I'm just saying that right
you
now.
get the feeling, Sewell, that here it's kind of like the Wild West. Everybody has a gun on them, but nobody like makes
Shows
it.
it,
Like,
yeah.
shows it. But you can expect.
Does my
It's like
sword?
walking into Texas. Everybody has a gun.
Of course. When you drive through the border, they give you a bottle of whiskey and a revolver.
And a
That's-
revolver. Like everybody has a gun.
Would my
yeah.
Mercury sword
Including all of us.
also would Mercury sword kind of do a red flag as well, or is that okay? 'Cause
I mean,
don't know
you
if
can carry it on your back. People will notice. It's a weapon. It's out, and a sword is a very
I mean, we're in the
particular
jungle.
kind of weapon. Yeah, we are. It doesn't, but it defines you, right?
Okay.
Not everybody
I'm
walks
going
around with a sword.
I'm gonna take the sword, but I want to turn it off, obviously, and I want to
Sure.
wrap some of the mechanical parts of it that makes it look like the Mercury sword, and try to make it just look like a regular sword.
Yeah, you bind the hilt of it, no problem, making it look a little more normal, maybe with some extra canvas or whatever.
I'm hoping they're just gonna think it's like a machete or something for the jungle. So
Sure.
that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm aiming for.
And you walk with no problem here. Shady folk of all kind, people bartering, trying to trade. You can hear the sound of water and of the docks, of people laughing at some kind of nearby cantina or pub. The usual, what you would expect. It's literally as if you took, say, the cellar and dropped it in a very marshland and kind of wet area. If you're looking at the Roll20 map, you're headed actually north into Little Algol. You would have come down to the lower section down here where you have like see all of this kind of green area. Might have even parked over here, down here. But you have a walk in. It probably seems better right there.
Okay.
And in you go, and you hit the docks very quickly. You can see there are lots of warehouses here, all of them marked with a number very clearly. What is the plan? Lumara is following, that is for sure. She is not, this is not her forte.
I think
Gonna
while
go
we're
into-
walking in, Malik kind of gives a look to Tamir, and you'll see him like undo his shemagh, and he readjusts it so that it's like over his head and like kind of covering across his mouth, and then re-cinches it back down, and then continues walking in.
Tamir will get the hint and do the same.
Is
Okay.
there a marketplace anywhere
Oh,
nearby?
all over.
In that market, does it look like they have any like water equipment, like a diving gear or like breathing apparatus? Or whatever the
Yeah,
word
you might
English
be able to
word
find
is?
some of that here in the marketplace. There's also a lot of junk, and there's no fancy shopping here, if that makes sense. If
Right.
you're looking for fancy stuff, you're not going to find
I'm
it
just
here.
looking for anything to help in case we go in the water, if we have to, like
Okay,
anything
yeah.
like that.
But they would
Um,
have somebody around here would have some probably snorkeling equipment or something that's like a single mouthpiece for a breathing apparatus.
Okay.
As soon as Tal starts seeing like flea markets and stuff like that, she says, "Hey Tamir, keep an eye out for anything that looks interesting."
What would be interesting?
Artifacts or whatever. Anything, I don't know. You got that
Artifacts. Yeah,
thing.
right. Okay.
Would you like to roll to find some?
I'm also going to keep my eye out for some, but I thought I'd specifically mention it to him since
Very
Yeah.
smart. You don't really know how this works. This is not
Yeah.
something that Tamir has used a lot, but you do know you seem to be drawn. You
Mhm.
can hear a feel,
Here, right.
a ringing from at least the two items you've been in contact with, and you felt
Mhm.
the very similar thing when you walked into the museum of your benefactor and your patron. So
Can
yeah,
I use
you
my command to help him?
Look
let's
first off.
see how he does first, because honestly, he doesn't know how this works.
It's true.
Yes, that map is so cool.
Imagine Taos is like, what is okay? Well then, never mind.
That is actually the map from the module.
Didn't need any help.
He did not. He did not.
That's critical Assad hitting again.
When you have no inhibition, right?
All right, let me pull
Everything just
something up.
works great.
Yep, let me pull something up.
When you are fearless.
Okay, all right. I'm actually going to pull this off the artifact page. Were asked to bring things back, so doesn't
That's
seem
why
out
I
of the
said
question. Very smart.
it.
Captain is always taking care of her crew.
She know what the objective is.
Yeah, she knows. All right, here we
My
go.
job.
It's true. It's true. I thought I had a listing of. I know I do. There we go. Artifacts. Boop. Let's see what we can pull up. Okay, I'm going to. Tamir. I'm going to have you roll a D66. No, sorry, 44. God, that's tiny. I can't read that. No, I had it right. D66. I'm gonna have you roll a D66, and then tell me your number, and then we will proceed.
5.
A 5.
Oh no!
Don't tell me you.
So with a D66, roll 2 D6s.
Wait. What?
Roll 2 D6s.
2 D6s.
Oh, it doesn't just auto like. I can't just like.
No, so the
No,
way
no,
it's
no.
set up in the game is it's the first 6 is the tens
Yep.
place. Yeah.
Yep. So we can take the 5. We'll say 5, and then whatever you roll next.
So 53.
50.
I was about to say a 5.
53.
All right, I'm just used to better programming. Like,
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I gotta find this in the document.
hashtag not sponsored.
My opinion will change if we.
Tamir, as you walk through this market, which is stalls and shops, everything has been built from scratch because nothing here, the swamp has, and the water here erodes almost everything, but it's all open front. As you're walking, you try to concentrate. You hear Tal's words in your head about these artifacts. And I don't even think you close your eyes. You just kind of go into that soft focus as you walk down the docks. The sound of the passing, rushing water, people, noise, trade dissipates to a low murmur. And over it, you hear this pinging, a ringing, and you're getting closer. And almost as if it is embering light, it is glowing against the darkness of this calling. You see something sitting on a table. This, all of you see Tamir walk over as if uncontrollably drawn to something. Stops speaking to you. He stops focusing on any of you. He walks straight for this stall. There's an old woman.
I'm gonna tap on Maliki.
I-
Like,
I kind of follow him because I've kind of been watching for this, and I will follow him to try to, you know, make it look like a natural thing, like he's stopping to look
Yeah.
at something, you know.
Yeah, you go with Samir. You're drawn to this stall. Now, Tal, you see this stall looks to be, most people would say it's a junk shop full of crappy jewelry, accessories of a sort, used bags, strange hats, and scarves. But Tamir reaches for one particular item, a set of spectacles. Yes, big round ones, thin frames around the outside. Silver. It glows with or well, you can't see it glow, but he picks them up. And Tamir, these spectacles are calling to you. And what you see is around the thin frame on the outside, there seem to be these interlocking glyphs and patterns, but only you see them.
I pick something else up nearby.
Beautiful
like, once
scarf.
again trying to make sure it looks to the vendor like we're just randomly picking up
right. The old
objects and
woman's like,
looking
"Can
at them.
I help you with anything?" You know, and she's like, "I've got a," and she shows you like a rusted brooch or something. Like she's
Oh.
trying to sell you things, but Tamir
Yeah.
is just engrossed in this pair of spectacles.
And I keep her attention, and I'm like, "Oh, how much is this scarf?"
Oh, and she keeps chatting as Tamir, you keep looking this over. And as it flips and turns in your hands, the tiny hooks that go around your ears, you realize that there are kind of set of separate lenses. Right? Tiny frames. And as you, I guess you're holding them. As you do, it's like it's not that they're screwed onto the edges. It's like the lenses change colors. A change. You know, better or worse. Yeah. And do you slip them on? I'm gonna give you that choice.
Yeah. If he's in just completely drawn to this, their glasses, he's gonna put them on.
You slip them on, and with your critical success for the mystic powers, you begin again touching. It's just like a touch is all you need, and the lenses begin. You try different ones. Tal, you can see that like one lens changes a color and then another changes to something different. And as they flip,
I'm still distracting the lady. I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep her interested
Her eyes,
in what
like,
I'm
away.
doing and not in what he's doing.
you see something incredible. With your critical success, this says if the right combinations of lenses are used, everything around you changes. Every human that you see turns into just part of a dark filter, as if you're wearing a pair of very dark, dense sunglasses. And everything that is not human becomes very known to you. This says the wearer is able to see ethereal beings, such as spirits,
Oh shit.
dark morphs, and sometimes even phantasms possessing human hosts. And so you begin to pan around, and mostly it is just darkness, except there seems to be, well, except for Lumara, who is very clear to you. You can see at the core piece of her chest there is something. It throbs and embers. Not glowing per se, it is by no means a light, but it grows there in her chest, throbbing and pounding, growing, spreading. And you kind of hear her voice simply say, "Tamir, are you okay?" She kind of like waves her hand in front of your face, and as you continue to pan around in this just blanket haze. Okay. Okay. Well, you passed it. So the good news is none of the negative stuff happens to you yet. None of the, yeah. You have to pass a mystic powers test or things happen, and you passed it. So I'll give you that. But yeah, you seem to be drawn, and off in the distance, way down the docks, you see through warehouses and crates and boxes. All of this is obsolete in the darkness of what you are trying to focus on. And you see a single warehouse. It glows, maybe. It embers. It draws your attention with these spectacles on.
Tamir's gonna take out like some physical creds and just set them on the table.
Oh, she kind of ignores Tao now. He's got the money. Runs over, begins raking it. She says, "Have the stupid glasses. The last man who wore 'em lost his mind anyways."
Perfect. Can I have this too? Those glasses were not worth that much.
Yes, the scarf is extra. Fine.
Great. I wrap it around my head and put it over my hair to kind of hide it. All right, you have a good day. Come on, let's go.
Thank you for your business. She shouts behind you.
Really like those glasses, huh, Tamir?
Nobody else knows, Tamir. They look literally like the glasses on your current face.
These are incredible.
Why? They just look like regular glasses.
They are not. And he'll take that. Can you take them off? Is it like the mask?
You can take them off. Yeah, you don't,
Okay.
you don't have to pry it from your face. You just kind of pull them off, and any effect of the lenses is gone. So you're just kind of back. Anytime that you want to activate them, the rest of the time they just act as regular spectacles. But if you want to activate them, you have to roll the Mystic Power ability, and if you fail, there are consequences.
Okay, cool. This is an artifact.
No, it's not.
Well, they look very spiffy on you, Tamir.
Yeah.
Look like a nerd.
What? Malik?
I was
She like
gonna
reaches
say
out
it
and
fits
smacks
your
you.
face, but you know.
He is a nerd.
But
You're a nerd too.
nice.
And she is a djinn.
What?
Or becoming one.
I said that.
Whoa,
Do not
whoa,
I don't think
say
that is
ever.
a. I don't. We talked.
Dumb.
I'm not that thing. We talked about that.
Did those glasses just like?
Let's keep walking. I think we gotta go that way to the docks to get a boat.
Oh, are we all doing a shopping montage, or is it just you two?
Anybody else that wants shopping? Now's a great time.
Malik is saying that
All right.
to bust balls,
Oh.
but he is for sure going on a shopping montage.
But Tamir, you just sparked something in me.
Oh god.
Oh damn it! No, why?
You just sparked something in me. Something
Stop
that you
it.
said. I want you to roll a wits.
Stop
Or
it.
no, this is an empathy. This is an empathy.
Gross.
Better.
This is your instincts.
By the way, I just want to buy some scuba gear stuff.
Yes.
I don't need a montage.
That shouldn't be hard. Yeah, you buy what is basically, they're not suits, they're mouthpieces that allow you to breathe for a short period of time.
I just want to get one for everybody.
Okay. Yeah, you might not be able to put that much together, but you can see whatever you saw inside of Lumara is growing. That's what you need to know. But you don't put anything else together outside of that in terms of maybe why that's happening.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just confirmation of fact.
It's there.
Again,
and
it's another
taking
thing
over.
that he has now seen with his eyes, something that shouldn't exist. Exists.
All right.
Malik is buying a random assortment of what looks like just, I don't know, cooking supplies. That's not cooking supplies. It looks like a random assortment of things.
What are you getting?
He is annoyed at Sewell, and he is specifically looking for batteries. He is looking for copper. He's looking for salt. And he's looking for some glass, some empty bottles.
Hey.
And a spool of yarn.
I guess all of which you would be able to find here through your trudges through. Little owl gold. Batteries would be the hardest thing to find, but you also have plenty of batteries probably on the ship as well. Or the crawler.
I think I might have a battery cell on me, to be honest.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're going to be very expensive and rarer here in Little Owl Gold because but I need you to find what it is you're looking for.
He's also going to look for, Tums. Whatever space Tums are. Antacid.
Okay. Yeah, you find basically a milk of magnesia concoction of some kind that's made with charcoal and goat's milk. Synthetic goat's milk.
He's not looking for that. He's looking for something very specific. If he doesn't find it, he'll continue looking for it.
But that's charcoal and milk of magnesia is.
It's Tums.
It is the stomach cure. It's Tums.
No, I know. But he's looking for something that comes in. It's a.
You want
powder
it to be
form.
pink because it doesn't come in pink in the space.
No.
Okay.
It's something else.
Okay, well,
If you don't tell Dot what it is, she's
It's-
not
I
gonna
can't
let
give
you
it to
find
you.
it.
Text her.
It's sodium bicarbonate, which is in
Right,
Tums.
there you go, buddy.
I
There you
see.
go.
okay.
Which comes in Tums.
Why couldn't you just say that?
Because
Because when
Share
you,
y'all's
because
we
secret.
can't teach people how to.
Because yeah, when you
on
buy
stream.
sodium bicarbonate in stores or
whatever.
in places,
It's
people give you a
fine.
funny face.
It's okay.
Yeah, so he's looking for sodium bicarbonate.
Okay.
Or Tums.
Here's the thing. You would probably not find Tums.
Right.
Not the way that we know it. You're not going to find space Tums. I'm
Right.
sorry.
Aw, shucks.
I would say that you do find something similar to baking soda,
That works.
which serves the exact same purpose.
Yeah, that works.
It's actually used as a cleaner more than likely, but here it's like a space cleaner. You scrub bacteria and stuff like out of the grooves of metal
Yes.
with baking
In
soda.
fact, you
Perfect.
probably could have found it on the ship if you wanted it.
Well,
It's
the
true.
thing was, as he didn't plan on having to buy these things, he asked for them, and someone didn't come through. So he's making do with black market alcohol. As he's...
Wait, who didn't come through?
Sewell said he didn't. He forgot to get them all.
I didn't say I forgot. I said it slipped my
They said
mind.
it slipped his mind. So now Malik is doing his best to recall ingredients.
So we do in fact have a shopping montage before this is all over with. You fill your bags to the brim with whatever it is you're looking for, as long as it's not too much to carry. And your feet take you down to the docks proper, actually on the water.
At
Lots
one
of-
point,
Mhm.
Tal says, what are you getting all this for, Malik?"
I looked up some cooking lessons while we were on the ship.
What, are you gonna bake a cake now?
Yeah, maybe.
With I look at Tao with copper wire.
Yes, Sewell.
Did you know you technically have all of the ingredients to make a rather large explosive?
Yes, doctor, we do
Oh.
know. Thank you.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes,
What?
Thank you, doctor. He's making a cake. That's correct.
do you have a bellyache? I could help with that.
I'm fine.
Oh my god.
Do you have any of that acid on you?
No, I don't just carry acid around. That's rather dangerous, Malik.
You ordered.
Really?
To
You don't
keep
even
on
have like
the
a
ship,
small,
Soul,
like
you
a
don't
small vial?
just no. Malik,
Are you sure?
you can roll to find out.
Soul's standing there very like, what is this conversation?
No, we're still walking. We're
Yeah,
not
we're
gonna.
just-
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
not gonna
You guys,
stop
this city
and
is
talk.
huge. It takes you
We are n-
forever to get from
Oh,
place to
okay.
place on foot.
We
So,
are not.
let me
Tal,
pull Mara.
if you stop, you will get left by Tal because she is not stopping.
Okay, this is it's a manipulation roll. She's lying to you.
Yeah.
Okay, well she failed. So
Great.
let's see if you
Wait.
fail.
Why did she carry?
I don't
You do
fail.
not. She is lying to you.
Yeah.
She is super duper lying to you. She definitely has some kind of acid on her at the moment right
the
here in Little Owl.
fuck?
He waits a beat until we're walking, and then like he like reaches over and grabs her by the hand, like like grabs her by the hand,
Asshole.
and
Oh,
gives her like a tug and says,
Oh.
I really need like a small vial. It's going to help us later.
You're still caring about the acid?
What?
Why?
Why
You just don't even. She like pulls her hands free and she's like,
It's for exactly what you thought it was.
why though?
Because Sewell's being a dick and didn't get it for me.
So you're making a bomb because Soul's being a dick?
No, I was trying to get Sewell to get the ingredients, and then he forgot to get them. We need
But
to.
it's your bomb.
Yes.
Why would you put Soul in danger by getting the items you need?
Because he already had them.
I'll think about it.
We need
But
a
next
way to
time,
get
don't grab
them.
my hand unless you want to.
I did. I grabbed it on purpose.
To ask me if I could give you some acid. Not because, you wanted to hold my hand.
Fine.
Fine. She says back.
I hate
Fine.
this. I
He,
hate
he,
this.
he like readjusts his shemagh and then like looks down at her hand and then readjusts his shemagh more, covering the ripped part.
She gives you a moment that's like, now's the time. If you want to take it, now's your chance.
Nope, he doesn't do anything.
Fine, she says even louder, and she doesn't know where to go because Tal's being cute with Tamir, and she doesn't want to fudge that up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she turns around and realizes that Tal is actually stopped, and Tamir's grabbing some food from a vendor, and Tal's
That sounds
actually
like Tamir.
stopped and doesn't even look annoyed at it.
If you're not careful, Malik, somebody else is gonna want to hold my hand. She like marches off ahead of you.
What the fuck?
Oh, she turns around and reaches in her jacket and finds something, and she tosses it at you. Here's what you were looking for. You're gonna have to catch
Made me
it.
catch this fucking.
Oh no!
Goddamn.
No!
You got
What-
agility, bro. You
what
got
do I
it.
Come
roll
on.
for
It's a
this?
small
You got
vial.
this.
All right, come on, you can do this.
What do I roll for
Actually,
this?
it being small is going to make it worse and harder to catch.
You would.
Yeah. This is what you get for
I
being.
love it. Is this the
This is what
corruption?
you get for. This is the
What
corruption bar.
What
Really?
corruption bar.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
good. Lovers
the corruption bar.
quarrel.
Gosh,
So
She's
just to
just
clarify,
gonna-
while they do that, so Tamir's getting a snack from the vending machine,
Yeah,
and
samosas.
Tal is just chilling, right?
And I imagine that
Yeah,
you're walking on.
I
Yeah,
stopped. Just
I imagine you're
so
on
that
like
we
a
got
rather
them.
kind of moist dirt like path here on the delta that has been rather beaten down by footwear and wear and tear, and they're standing on either side of the road. You're all doing your thing, and she throws it overhanded at you. She's going to.
Oh, overhand. Oh, damn.
She throws it,
She chucks it.
chucks it at you.
Yeah, okay.
She's going to roll to throw
Clarify.
it, which is not probably going to be good. Hey, a 1. She does
Oh my
throw it
God.
at you. It makes it across the road. You need the agility to catch it. Yeah, this dexterity, I'll take it if you got extra.
Okay.
There's a slow motion moment where a bottle, a very small vial of acid is like, could not have planned that better.
Do I
I could not have planned a 0 better.
spend a darkness point?
No, don't do it. Just
Come on, you gotta feel sometimes, Mike.
just take it like a man.
I low key.
You take that acid like a
I
man.
low
Just
key
take it.
want to
Just-
spend the darkness
just
point and
take
use
it
my
like a-
ability.
No, just take it like a man.
She threw it overhand. It's not gonna want to take one. It's gonna explode all over the ground.
Just take the L. Just
No.
take the L.
I'm too pretty for acid on my face. That's the moneymaker.
Okay. So are you gonna use the darkness?
Oh
Just need to know
God.
so I can add it to my count.
Do I spend my talent? That's my thing.
What's your talent?
The faceless one.
What does that do again? For those
Fate is on
listening?
your
This
side.
doesn't seem like a big circumstance where you should activate
The faceless one
icon
talent doesn't.
talent.
It doesn't work for big moments. That's the thing. So it says fate is on your side, giving you the benefit of getting a single concrete detail in a scene more to your favor. It must be something that has cosmetic or indirectly helpful effect. It cannot make an enemy disappear, but you
Well,
can
you know,
decide that there's a
that's-
knife
I'm
in
gonna
range.
say, considering the fact that the artifact card given by the Faceless has been played already tonight, that the Faceless has given you and your team what you need.
What? That's some shit.
Ain't that some shit?
That's my
There it
card.
is.
That's my card, and I didn't even get to use it. I didn't even get a cool artifact.
You did not get a cool artifact. Sorry.
Nerd McGee over there has
You're gonna
one.
get a vial
Nerd
of
McGee.
acid at
Alright.
your feet.
Yeah, okay. This is not coming at my face. That's fine.
No, you can easily step back. Basically, you're choosing to catch it or not. You roll
Yeah.
the 0, which means that you know you're not going to catch this. And I imagine in character, you're like, you take a couple steps
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
It cracks on the ground at your feet, splashing acid all over your boots.
Cool.
That's right, Lightning Provoker. If a girl can order acid and ketamine willy-nilly, you do not want to piss her off.
That's very true.
Let me tell you, ketamine's used to put horses down, y'all. Well, to sleep anyways. so they can go
Among
into
other
surgery.
things.
Well, depends on how you use it. But it's
gotta
supposed to
use
be used as a horse tranquilizer.
I'd imagine that it's probably one of the components in putting in that go into the cryo chambers and stuff. Like,
Oh,
you
man.
know,
Yeah, a good dose
so
of ketamine will
that's
knock
why
your
I
ass
was
out.
like, that's why I was like, yeah, we use it all the time on the ship.
Yep,
no big
done.
deal.
Of course it is. We pump it right into the cryo chambers.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's just
To
it's
help you
mixed
sleep
with other
comfy.
stuff, of
Mhm.
course.
Yeah.
But that's
And it's a
one of the
controlled
things.
dosage, but
Yeah,
makes total sense that we'd have it there. She's just she's made it liquid so she can inject it directly in.
I mean, she is
And
a doctor.
the acid begins to eat through your boots, putting very small little tiny holes as if little space moths have eaten away at the toe. She goes, "Guess I don't have that thing anymore."
He like looks at her and then just shouts, "Great, Sewell! Fucking great!"
I
Blaming
like
it on
look
Sewell.
over. I'm like further down. I hear. I'm like,
Simple task. It's a simple task.
what the fuck?
Fucking jerk.
All of you, no matter how hard you try not to watch this, it is very obvious. There's a shared slow-mo moment before the vial exploded, and then after it does, Lamara's like, "So, where are we going now? Huh?"
I think Malik in this awkward scene of yelling at Sewell and now having soggy shoes, he does that like, you know when you're in a fight with a significant other, but you're like in public, he just like walks by her and just grabs her by the hand and like interlocks fingers and then just keeps going.
She goes, "So you do want to hold hands?"
Shut
Okay. And she's out all smiles. She's all smiles.
As
What?
you're all doing that, like I feel like Tamir is because he's with Tal, right?
Just
Just
eating
like
his-
every food.
Just
Wait,
eating
I'm
his
eating everything.
kebab.
Right, but this is food that they haven't had in 3
Yeah.
years, and now we can kind of share it with Tal. So he's probably just got like handfuls of just like like there's like samosas and some like hot.
Oh, that's
and
so cute.
Don't let
you
me
know,
forget. I'm
just
gonna-
like is like handing her food, like, "Oh, try this," but like they're just watching.
Yep.
They're literally eating popcorn,
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
watching Malik and Lamar.
And it's like
I
it's
think-
like a donut kebab wrapped in like newspaper, like old newspaper. That's how it's handed to you, like a bouquet of meat flowers.
Which I learned is a very
Also, I
different
think,
kebab when I went to the UK. Go ahead.
I think so. If they're doing that, I think Sewell like would feel uncomfortable and just kind of keep his distance and kind of just like eat like a small bowl of like gruel.
So, well, actually,
Oh damn it! Okay, never mind. I lied. I don't want to
no,
eat. I'm
no,
sorry.
no, yeah. You're walking behind them. You're doing your thing. You're eating and trying to keep your distance. There's something about
I'm just
them
uncomfortable at the moment. at
walking down
moment.
this. Yeah, there's an uncomfortability, and it
Yeah.
ricochets through your mind. A little nostalgia. You have a small flash. I'm gonna have you roll a
I hate
wits.
this.
Actually, no.
I swear to God, if you
Roll.
fucking stab me again,
This is an empathy roll.
All right, get ready to get stabbed. Yeah, all right, here it comes.
do it.
I failed. Sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted some I just wanted some food. Damn.
You know, we've learned a lot about Sewell.
Mm.
Sewell tends to suppress memories, feelings, emotions. Something about seeing Lumara and Malik. I'm sorry, yeah, Malik and Tal and Tamir walking together with you behind. It triggers something in
I
you.
hate you.
A
I know what you-
memory.
Oh fuck.
A
you,
very
God.
small one. That moment in time, the deja vu of holding a hand. Now we don't see Sewell be very physical other than violence with people. But you can feel it. Just you. The only person you've ever really, other than your brothers, that you ever really cared about. Somebody that you had to leave behind after the incident. But you could feel their hand on yours. Like a ghost.
I think Sewell would kind of have like the equivalent of a shiver, and for a moment he kind of drowns out the street noise and everything, and kind of just stares off to the floor for a minute.
Yep.
And he just kind of hears a voice.
Not a flashback, it's a feeling.
Yeah, and he just kind of just tries to what's the word, like withstand it. And
Yeah,
just
you
let
try
it-
to
just try
suppress
let
it.
it pass. Yeah.
Yeah, those moments in our lives that are just so personal, and when they are triggered, sometimes it's really hard to suppress it, and you struggle for a minute to do it, especially with that zero. And
Dumbass Sewell.
it just can't. You can't. And you think about it. It's been a long time since you've thought about her.
I think he would. The more he tries to visually see, I think he's gonna try to fight it off more.
And you keep fighting. and everybody's feet keeps carrying them all the way to the docks, where you can see that there are a lot of boats of various kinds, from very simple canoes to individual, like single man paddles, to frigates and some larger military, possibly that is vessels that are here that may go in to the swamps and things if necessary. But this would be the place to potentially rent a boat. But no, your eyes are drawn across the way to a set of warehouses. We've gone from triple digits into double digits. You are much closer now than you were to, what did I say, warehouse 59?
59.
No.
Where are we going exactly? Are we almost there?
Well, there was dock number 59, but I don't think we necessarily. Well, we can check it out. I kind of pull the scarf that I bought up a little bit further to try to hide my red hair because I know it's not that common. I'd say I don't really want to be recognized if I can help it, but might be a good idea to check it out. Maybe somebody else can get a little closer than I can.
Surprisingly,
now I start really keeping an eye out for Jalissa because I do not want.
You can
to
roll
be
a
seen by
perception
her.
if you'd like.
Yeah.
Perception.
Anybody else that wants observation? I'm sorry, in this game it's observation.
I knew what you meant.
Thanks, babe.
I'm not. I want to roll
failure,
but I don't know what I'm looking for.
You're just I would say then that you Sewell is
That
on
doesn't
high
matter.
alert. But there are a lot of people. There's a lot of activity. You don't even know what you're looking for. The only thing that you have to go on down here is the warehouse number and the name of someone, which you could ask around. You haven't done that yet.
I kind of feel like I would have shown a picture. Would I have a picture of Jalissa?
I feel like you would.
Is it common to have like physical
Pictures of your family?
and stuff
Not as frequently. You may have had like a HUD image or a digital
okay.
like framed.
Well, then I probably would have put up an image on the ship just so that everybody knows what she looks like. Because
you showed everyone.
Yeah, I would have. I think
Tamir would have known at the very least.
Yeah.
Sewell.
Yeah.
If that's the case, in this moment, this deep nostalgic moment, as you clearly are not focused on the world around you, I need you to roll a wits.
Oh fuck. Limited success.
You realize in all of this, in this emotional moment, as you're looking and Tal shares the image of her sister, that the woman who got your brother killed all those years ago is Jalissa, and is the only woman you've ever had feelings for. Since Tal decided to share the image early, and makes sense. And it's only now, you saw that image, maybe it's because you were distracted by other things. I mean, Jesus, you've looked into the face of a djinn within the last 2 weeks. You've gone through black holes and you've seen crazy things. But it's not until this moment, not until you feel that ghostly hand trying to grasp yours, the same one who held your hand as they killed your brother, that distracted you just long enough for him to lose his life. That is Tal's sister.
Fuck, man, you fucking me up right now. That I think honestly, if all this starts connecting, I feel like Sewell would start breaking down. His structure is starting to decay. Especially because he was barely holding on with information about the brothers. So he's gonna remain quiet. And I think, okay, is it okay for me to make this assumption as Tal started putting the hood up and like shifting it around? What just happened? The memory and a reminiscence of
maybe
that?
she even looks like her sister. Just
yeah, I turn my head in just such a way.
Yeah, and I think
and
that's
it
when
catches her profile, and maybe that's part of what
it's a
makes
literally
the
triggering traumatic thing.
Yeah,
it triggers in your mind, so you snap a little.
I think honestly a little bit. I think he would fall down a little bit, not like fall down, but like stumble backwards a little bit.
if Lumara sees this and you do it out in the open and you don't try to hide it, Lumara would run over. I mean, she's a doctor.
I'm not gonna fall, but I'm gonna try to just like it's like my leg kind of gives out a little bit.
You
and
get that
so-
stumble.
Yeah, and he kind of just like just takes a moment to like just like
She comes over. She goes, Sewell. She kind of snaps, checks to see if your eyes are dilating. Are you okay?
yeah
Are you feeling faint? Would you like a cracker? She always has crackers.
no, I'm good. I'm fine.
Your she doesn't even have to put on the stethoscope. She goes, your heart is beating quickly.
Just stay get away from me.
I'm sorry. I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna like try to push like just like keep a distance. Just
She looks over at the rest of the crew like, what do we do? There's something wrong. Like she's trying to hint at you guys that something's wrong. He's breathing, he's fine, but his heart is beating quickly. He seems like he may be having a panic attack.
Sewell.
don't look at Tal.
Sewell, look.
Can we just move
What are you
forward?
doing?
Nothing. Just move forward.
Clearly.
Have you eaten today?
I'm fine.
Did you hydrate?
I start getting louder and louder. I said I'm fine.
He's fine, everybody. Let's keep walking. We're almost there, right?
I start walking again, but I look back because I know Tal knows what a panic attack looks like.
Yep. And slowly you make it kind of out of this set of like this boardwalk with all of these shops and things, actually to the warehouse district proper. And you can see it kind of engulfs the back side, and you've almost looped around. It's like a U shape, all these warehouses, and you're in the 50s. You can see it, the 50s and the 60s here in this area. And there seems to be a quiet place where all of you could kind of pull off to the side and almost hide around the corner. These warehouses are stacked like a grid. It's literally like we would consider storage units here in America, like a U-Haul storage place, like unit by unit by unit. They're just rather large warehouses like that, unit by unit by unit, and they're numbered. Some of them are attached to water directly, as if you could pull a boat directly in. Some of them are not; they're landlocked. But you're able to pull off to the side and get out of direct view, if that makes sense.
Okay. And I'm going to essentially. I want to try to get a casual view of the warehouse, but I don't feel comfortable actually going in there. I think we should actually go to a different dock.
I think in this weird lull that we have, that Malik doesn't want to be here in the first place, and seeing Sewell being whatever the hell he's doing, he leaves Tal to do like the survey thing, and I think he just comes over to Mir, who I assume still has some food left. It hasn't been that long, and like tears off some of the kebab, and then just walks over to Sewell and like quietly but aggressively just shoves it at him and just says, "Eat this."
I think Sewell's gonna like without making eye contact and just still kind of just drifting off a little bit. We'll just gently grab it. But he won't eat it, and he'll just kind of like hold it.
As long as you take it, Malik just like lets you go. It lets you be, and then he kind of like walks over and says, Tal, what are we doing here?
Need to get a boat, but I kind of want to take a look at the inside of this place. I can't go in there.
You can totally activate the goggles. Also, doesn't one of you have a chameleon suit?
The same one with the goggles.
He doesn't know to just use it instinctually.
I need a mystic power.
Dude, Tamir is decked out if you think about it.
Tamir has like all the coolest gear.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't even have a gun.
It's fine. You have everything else.
With Tal whispering about what her plans are, I think Malik leans in even closer towards her to attempt to have a short conversation that only the two of them can hear. And he like leans into her and says, "You're the captain of this ship. Just tell us what you want to do. You don't have to dance around it."
I don't even fucking know what to do, okay, Malik?
None of us do. Just make it up and say it with authority, and we'll all just do what you said. That's how I've gotten through like 20 years of my life.
Amara goes, do you smell that?
What?
What?
What are we smelling?
It smells sweet.
like a you smell it smell.
I don't know.
Do I
something
smell
sweet.
anything different?
You do not.
Okay. I think that's a you smelling smell.
Is it a lot? Does it smell a lot?
I don't.
Hey, is Lamara still wearing the necklace thing?
Yeah. No, she doesn't have it on, but yes, she's wearing it.
Okay. Do you guys mind if I borrow that so I can look not quite like me?
Malik leans in again and says, "You're the captain."
She
Lamara,
passes it over
let me
to
have
you.
that.
Yeah, she has no problems giving it to me. And are you gonna go try to scout the area?
Well, I'm gonna put it on and try to not look like me, and then yeah, come on, let's. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go look.
Alone?
Fine, let's go rent a boat. Everybody, let's go.
Oh.
I start walking towards the. I start walking towards the door to wherever the dock warehouse is.
Yeah,
I'm
there
gonna
are-
straggle behind a little bit.
There are quite a few places you're gonna have to kind of go a couple stations by station to see who might rent you a boat, but it shouldn't take you long to find somebody that's willing to rent you a boat that is swamp ready to some degree.
There's a moment where Tal says, "Fine, let's just go," and like Malik just and then looks back at Sewell.
My eyes don't. I don't even acknowledge it.
And then he follows after. Like he like puts his hands up. He's like,
Sewell's gonna follow behind, like trying to drag behind, purposely keeping distance from them. And in his left hand, he's still gripping the piece of. What did you give me? Sorry.
It's basically like naan with like spiced meat inside of it.
Okay,
Yeah, it's like
I'm just gonna. He just has that gripped in his hand without realizing it, and just.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get that roll from Tamir. As Tamir tries to focus in these glasses, I want to make sure that you pass the mystic. I do get 2 darkness points every time you activate these.
I don't like
rolled.
this.
It's a 1.
Okay, that's all you needed. That is a success. And you turn them on, and you again flip through the settings, trying to tune in, hone in, one might say. Again, Lumara, same as before. But maybe that glowing place off in a distance is not so far away anymore, and a nearby warehouse just a few like rows down seems to have a faint embering about it. It's more of like not the way Lumara is. There's not a person there. It's like an essence. It's like something left behind, floating in the air. It consumes the area the way a dog may see a scent. If the emissary was here, they were. If they came through here, they were at that location.
I think Tamir's gonna start like kind of absently walking in that direction.
Is that the same direction that I'm already going?
No, you
Cool.
start to walk off, and you see Tamir again in some kind of trance as he walks the opposite direction, deeper into the warehouses.
All right.
Hey, you guys.
What are you doing?
We gotta go get a boat, Tamir.
What are you doing?
The thing that the information that we're supposed to be looking for is probably there, or was there, and he'll point at the warehouse.
So you're just gonna walk in?
59. Okay, but it's not there anymore. We know where it's going, right? So we need to get a boat to go where it's going. We can cut it off.
But there could be more information there. Evidence. Stuff that could be gathered.
What the fuck?
All right.
Muted. I don't mean to be the there's a person leaving that warehouse, and Lumara points, and you see that there's a small figure, a woman, dressed in a jumpsuit, who is exiting out like a side door, not the big door where like you might roll something in or you would transport cargo, but like the side door of a garage. She closes it and locks it and clicks it.
Is it anybody I recognize?
It's kind of far away. You could make another observation if you'd like.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna start walking at least somewhat in that.
All of you start
direction.
walking her direction.
I mean, well,
Fuck, man.
Are there
this is
other
did you
doors?
stop, Tamir? Or are you still
he
walking?
He stopped for a second,
Okay.
but like kind of at like. This is probably important. We can get a boat later.
Are there other doors to this place?
There are 2 large cargo doors that probably like open up to let in
Mhm.
large scale things, and then the one side door that
And
she
she came out of the side door.
Cargo doors closed.
Yes,
Okay.
currently they are closed. They're what have the 59 like sprayed on them.
Malik walks over to Tamir.
I want to give you a darkness point and re-roll that.
Oh, I was like, oh no.
I really want to know who this is.
Oh, this is the most darkness points I've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
great.
There's a lot going on right now.
There's a
Yeah,
lot,
there are
so
a lot of
much.
feels.
No, I'm not meant to know.
Okay.
It's fine.
You're unsure. What you can tell at this distance, you can't see their face. They kind of turn. It is definitely female. They have a data pad and they're wearing a jumpsuit. Tamir, if you would also like to make a observation, you can. You won't get any benefits because of your spirit glasses, but you are also looking that direction.
He got unlimited. Success.
It is the woman from whatever you and Tal shared.
So Jaja.
Jaja.
Jaja. Okay.
That is Jaja.
Tal, that's the woman. That's the woman who was with your sister.
Well, do you want to go talk to her? I mean, I don't know what we're gonna say. Hey, so you in a thing. Let's go find a boat, Tamir, or at least look busy until she leaves, and then we can try to break in or something.
And she kind of passes. She walks like perpendicular or parallel to all of you, and she passes behind another warehouse, and you hear the sound of a very loud gunshot ring out. Very loud. Somewhere off in the distance, somebody screams. I mean, it's just a gunshot. A couple people duck here, and some people run for some kind of cover. But a very loud shot. Sul, this wakes you out of whatever it is that you were feeling.
I would run towards
That
it.
that is the sound of a very large, long-range rifle.
Yeah, I would run towards it.
Towards her or towards the sound?
Towards the sound.
Roll an
I will-
observation. You also you need an observation to try to pinpoint it.
Okay.
Tal probably just drops.
Damn it, dude.
Yeah.
Tamir would try to like instinctually like cover,
Here.
right? Just
Can I?
too familiar.
Oh, cute. You cover Tal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you a darkness point.
Okay. Y'all, I'm gonna have to
Do-
get a bigger sticky note.
All right.
Do it so.
I got one.
Shut up,
I
Dot.
got one. You know what? To be honest with you, at this point, fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't care anymore.
Just wait till we get to this temple. If you all make it out of here, it'll be a damn miracle.
We're all expecting to die
Everything
by the end of
inside Malik
this.
is screaming right now.
I'm just trying to live day by day. All right, here, Dot. Leave me alone. I got
You're gonna live it. Okay, so
limited
limited success. You look around. You know this. You know what? I'm gonna also let you roll an infiltration. You're an assassin. This is what you do. You
Alright,
go
come
into
on,
cities.
Soul.
You
You
take
little shit.
people out. And I'm gonna let both of these see if you can ping it and see if you know anything. Okay, you don't. Okay, that's fine. You look around and trying to like figure out where this came from. Here's the thing: her body is behind another warehouse, so you don't even know if they hit her. If she shot it off, you're unsure what's going on. But you start running the direction of at least her, Sul. You need to see her
Yeah.
to try to figure this out. And as you round the corner, you realize that she has been pinged almost directly through the heart, and she's bleeding out all over the place. This woman, her data pad lays on the sidewalk, and she's gasping for breath. She'll be dead in less than probably 2 minutes.
I have
not before.
I have what's called, I don't know what this thing. An M dose. I have an M dose.
You would have an M dose and a T dose.
Yeah,
Tal
I don't
got
know
one
the
and
difference between the
put it
two
on
are.
each of us.
Which one is
Okay.
more suitable for the situation?
Probably a T dose.
A
Okay.
T-dose, yeah.
T dose is
Okay.
trauma dose rather than a med dose.
I
A
would.
med dose, yeah.
Is that just like a drip, like a liquid, or is it like a?
No, it's
It's a needle.
it's a needle.
It's like
I
a-
would.
It's like an
So-
EpiPen.
Yeah.
What I
Yes.
would like to do, I'm gonna kick the data pad further away from her and try to like kind of kick it in the direction where it's kind of hidden, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna stab her with the the
The T-dose?
Yeah.
You run over and look at her. Her eyes are big. She's
I'm not even gonna like think about. I'm just gonna stab right.
and you
in.
stab her right
And
in
then I
on
wanna
the opposite
call-
side of the chest. She
And I'm
sits
gonna call
forward.
Lumara.
and she grabs your shirt, Sewell, and she pulls you down close to her. Lumara is right behind you, but she looks at you in the face, and she says, "They're not here anymore. They're gone. They moved them. They're gone. They're gone."
Who's not here?
Lamara runs over. She's gonna try to stop the bleeding. Would you roll that for me, Mike?
Yes.
They're gone. All of them are gone.
Who is gone?
People.
What people? Where?
She's coughing and she's kind of hacking, and as she does, it's like pouring out of the wound in her chest.
Stop talking. Just shut up. And I look at Lumara and I'm like,
"Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die?"
No, you're fine. Relax. Calm down. And then I'll tell Lumara, just like, Lumara, what's the status on it? Her, like.
After seeing Sewell and Lamar run off, Tao kind of like gets herself together. And she just runs off after.
What the fuck?
Also,
putting pressure. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Is it possible? I'm sorry. When I said I kicked that data pad, can I kick it as close or in the same direct as like whichever direction I can see that Malik might be at?
Yeah, you just you slide it behind you, like back the way you've come around a corner.
Yeah.
And you kind of kick it back towards where the opening is.
My goal is for him to see the data pad.
Yes, for sure. And you kind of run over. All of you round the corner and see this woman. She's bleeding out. Blood is everywhere. Lumara's hands are covered in it as she's holding it, and she looks at Sewell and she says, "It is far too late."
I'm looking around to see where that might have come from.
Roll another.
Malik.
Now that you're around the corner, you definitely can roll an observation. Sewell, this is a nightmare of a situation.
No.
That shot could have come from the top of any one of these buildings.
Where is Tamir?
I know that, right? Okay.
Tamir?
Yes, Tamir.
Probably
where are you?
chasing after Tal, who got up.
Based on how loud that shot was, am I able to make a proximity guess on how close it would be to us?
Within 10 warehouses of here, max.
10 warehouses? And do I see any tall buildings within that range?
No, these warehouses would be the tallest thing in this area.
So it's any one of those 10 warehouses?
Yeah, and here's the thing. It goes all three directions. It's just a 10 warehouse radius is what you can assume. So you got to think like these are stacked like almost like a grid, these warehouses, and you're in the center of them.
Okay, I will try to pick her up, and I'll tell Lumara to take her to go inside the barn because we're in the open.
Okay, Tal, roll that observation first. You wanted to see if you could figure out where it's coming from.
I did. It was a fail.
It was a fail. You can't see anyone. There's nobody else here. Sewell, you and Lumara pick her up and you move her back towards the warehouse. She has keys on her. You know this. You saw her close it up. You open it up and you move into warehouse 59. As you enter, you see that it no longer looks to Tamir and Tal like your vision or whatever it is you saw. It is empty. The cryopods that were here, or these pods that were here, no longer are. There is the smell of some kind of aerosol paint in the air where they had been marking things. And as you get in, all of you get in the door, it closes behind you, and she's kind of gasping and breathing for air. She is definitely going to die on you.
Can she talk still? I'm gonna ask
for a short
where.
period of time.
I'm gonna just say where. Where?
Crosses to the swamp. People to the. And she kind of rolls her head back in your hands. She's fading. Lumara goes, she's going into shock. Her body begins kind of convulsing as she bleeds out.
People to the where?
People to the and she kind of like falls limp in Sewell's arms. Malik, there's a data pad laying outside.
I think he walks past it.
Damn it.
And into the building.
Sure.
And he just, like, this is not calm and casual Malik that we've seen. He walks in the building and just, what the fuck?
I'm going to put her down, ignore...
Her body is limp, continues to bleed out, but she is dead.
I'm going to walk towards the data pad.
Are you fucking kidding me? You just ran out into a street where someone got hit with a sniper rifle? Are you kidding me? Have any of you seen anything like this before? That shot could have come from anywhere. It could have hit any one of you. Are you serious right now?
Sewell, you brush past Malik, who's having a total freak out. You open the door back out to the docks. You see the data pad. You also see another figure.
No, I don't.
He begins running for the data pad. You're going to need to beat him to it. His face is covered.
He's in run toward... Okay.
He looks at you, he looks at the data pad, and there's a moment between the two of you. This is going to be a dexterity check to see who gets there first.
Okay. Fucking A, bro. Not a single good roll.
You had one limited success back there.
2 successes for him.
I had zero failure.
He runs faster than you. So he is trained. This is a trained person. Things wrapped around their heads. Their body is not armored by any means, but they dress to blend. And they run faster than you can get there. And before you can even reach out and grab the data pad, they have slid in, picked it up, parkoured off the wall, over backwards, and landed the opposite direction. They look over their shoulder at you like, I dare you to catch me. And they start running.
Okay, so question.
Mhm.
I have throwing daggers.
You do.
And my talent for the judgment is an auto crit hit.
It is.
Can I throw the dagger at his Achilles heel
Sure.
with the talent?
Sure.
Yeah.
Something kicks in, fight or flight. Maybe it was just that cheeky glance over his shoulder, but Soul's pissed. And you reach into your suit and you pull out these daggers and you throw them. There's a critical hit in the leg. It pings somewhere between the knee and the ankle, taking that muscle tendon entirely out. And they go tumbling down.
As soon as I see that, I'm gonna dart at him. And this is not with everything going on, Soul isn't like collective responsive, but there is a bit of emotion here. And Soul is going to start wailing. Like, I want to jump on top of him and just start wailing on his face.
Well, you used your turn to throw things. He falls.
Okay.
He turns around, realizes this is bad. He pulls the dagger from his leg, looks at it, throws it, and proceeds to, realizing that he's not going to make it to the data pad. It's just not. He rolls off. So basically all of these warehouses, some of them sit on the water, right? And the docks like run between them. He rolls off the edge and plunks into the water below, opting out of the data pad. As maybe you run over and he knows that you're going to swing for a hit, he off and plunks into the water and disappears. You might even see him put one of the similar mouthpiece to yours in their mouth before they hit the water's edge, but the data pad lays there.
Can I see am I able to figure out which direction he like?
The water is dark and murky. And basically it's like scaffolding almost over the water in a gridded type thing around these buildings. So you can kind of peek, maybe you try to peer through these wooden slats of the docks, but you don't, from what you can tell, you don't see it. It was a rather quiet splash. And at this point, if the data pad was most important, you have successfully retrieved it.
All right, well, yeah, then I'm just going to probably scuff like a brat and then walk back towards the data pad and just pick it up.
You pick it up and you return. And we see the 4 of you standing in an empty warehouse.
Tal has been ever since Soul left. Tal actually just started yelling at Blake.
Oh, okay. Like, yeah, you know what? The door closes. We get this moment. What's happening inside the warehouse?
Inside the warehouse, Tal's like, well, obviously, I mean.
Well, obviously, you run into a street where a sniper just killed someone. Listen, I know you live on a ship your whole life, but this is the real world. We're on a planet. People die here all the time. This isn't a fucking joke. If you run out there, anyone could have shot you. Anyone could have shot Soul. Anyone could have shot Lamara. And you! And he just like rounds on Tamir because he saw him take a step forward to run after you. You should know better. This isn't space. This isn't the safety of your ship. You're not safe here. We're not safe here. People know we're here. Assassins tried to take you in your ship.
They weren't trying to take me, first of all.
Fucking regardless, they broke into your ship and attacked us. What do you think's going to happen here?
Malik, you told me I need to take responsibility for my team here, whatever you guys are. Well, my assassin and my doctor ran off. I need to make sure they're okay. What do you want me to do?
All 3 of you just get shot in the street. Yeah,
sure.
You call them back.
That's what happens.
No
one fucking listening to me anyways.
I listen to you.
That's great. Thanks.
Captain.
Tal, Malik is right though. in these situations, the best thing to do is find cover. Not run into the fray. There could be more out there.
I opened the side of my jacket where you see a Vulcan pistol, and then I open the other side where you see another one, and I say, I know.
Yeah, those pistols work really great against sniper rifles.
Yeah.
I hope they're
Well,
bulletproof
it's
pistols.
all I fucking have.
So you send one person out there to drag them back into cover, or nothing, because we have no idea who the hell that person is. Let him bleed out in the street. That's a random stranger.
Can I say something? I know that we're all set about, chasing after the gunmen and all of that, but do we know why someone wanted this woman killed?
No.
Well, I'm just saying she was part of their operation or whatever, so somebody wants to keep this a secret. And based on my milling about Kassar's mind, I get the idea that they want everybody to think that it's the Order. But what if it's not? What if they're cleaning up their mess here at this warehouse and she was a loose end? Especially if she's been sorting everyone.
That would mean that Jalessa is also a loose end.
The door creaks open. Sewell enters. The four of you stand there. And we hear a strange noise. The sound of multiple bottles of breaking glass along the far end of this warehouse, and the sound of the roar of fire. Very quickly, as the far wall, somebody has thrown a series of Molotovs on the opposite end into the warehouse that you're all currently standing in, and it begins to light fire. And that is where we end today, because we are out of time.
No! Dot! No! No.
Literally standing in a burning warehouse. Something about that's just...
That's you're gonna see Soul like walk in, hear that, and be like, nope, and just walk back.
I'd say that's the time that we would all just leave.
Fuck that. Jesus. Well,
liquidated in the lumber layer.
I just wanna clarify. I really wasn't expecting Lumara.
No. I save it for the after show.
Okay.
Because I
alright.
dropped a lot of bombs tonight,
Later.
specifically on Sewell.
Yep.
Yeah.
well, everyone, this was another episode of Void. What can we say? We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go do our after show. We have some
Malik
things to
put his,
discuss.
big daddy pants on today.
Malik is not the Malik you know. Malik is Malik from 3 years ago, and it happened real quick.
Loving this.
Yeah, so this was a very interesting episode for a lot of reasons. We're going to get out of here. We're going to do our after show. If you guys want to see that, you can get that by joining us over on our Patreon. So let's go around, do our introductions, and get the hell out of here. Let's start with Lamara. Dot, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Yes, I am Dot. I'm the GM for the show. I occasionally play Lumara when our company needs a strange grounding factor. I am in Lumara cosplay this week, though I can't promise I'll always do this, y'all. I did this. It was special for Gnome.
Aww.
To bring the party total. Plus, I am sweating like a whore in church, y'all. Like for
Oh my
real.
god.
Like I'm sweating like a pig right now in this jacket. So
Pigs don't actually sweat, Lumara.
well, this pig does. Oink oink, motherfuckers, because my pits be sweaty. You can clip that.
Dot, the classiest broad on the internet.
Going motherfuckers. That's
Dot,
not a
if you
shirt,
want
I'm
more
over
of my classy antics, you can follow me at Little Red Dot, where I tell stories and I roll dice with amazing people all over the internet, all throughout the week in multiple places, including my own channel, as well as the Dad's Garage ATL Twitch channel, which is the theater company that I work for during the day. And then, come join the Discord, because I'm over there a lot and I say things sometimes.
That's true. She does. Let's jump over to Gnome. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi, my name is Gnome. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. And I don't know, come hang out tomorrow. We got a double dose of fun tomorrow. Probably some more Space Fields. This is an open invite to anybody who's currently on stream right now. Catch us at 8 a.m. over on the on my channel. On the what channel? My channel.
On the Gnome channel.
What time?
On the Gnome channel. 9 a.m. Eastern time. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say 8
You're
Central.
fine. Yeah, 8 Central time. We did Eris and I. We have a show. We just wake up, and you could wake up with us too. But after that, I then also have to go GM a Lost Mind of Endeavor game over on the Cantrip Breakers channel. So make sure you come and hang out for that episode because we're gonna finally hit some combat, and I'm pretty excited because I really like that part in the story.
Hell yeah. Speaking of Eris, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Hi, I'm Eris Savad. I make stuff and shoot the shit with Gnome on whenever we want. You can find me on Twitter at Eris_Savad. You can find me most weekdays, mornings at about 9 a.m. drinking coffee and talking shit and watching commercials. You can also find me playing something a little bit more serious. Not this serious, I don't think. But maybe. I don't know. On Open for Adventure on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Instead of space drama, it's fantasy drama. It's great.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, Paul, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Yo, what's up? My name is Paul. You can find me on @A1123 on all platforms: Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube's, all the nonsense. You can find me here every Thursday playing Soul. And on Tuesday, you're gonna find me on Gnome's channel as we play Tales from the Loop. We're playing Rewind 89. 89. It's a really cool game. I play basically a really, really bratty Bruce Wayne, and yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's all I really got.
It's such a good descriptor for him.
It is a good descriptor.
He's a bratty Bruce Wayne.
What about you, Mike?
I'm Mike. You can find me here. If you guys want to support the channel, like the things we do here, you can do that by subscribing here on Twitch or joining us on Patreon. Links for that down below. And join us for the conversation over in our Discord. Link for that also down below. We're going to get out of here. We're going to shoot our after show, and we're going to talk about all the feels we just had this episode.
You have a Patreon link for chat, Mike?
I do.
Give
it's
it to him.
been in there several times, but I'll put it there
give
again.
it one more time.
Boom, there it is.
There you go.
So we will see you guys next week. So from all of us to you, bye-bye.